Phillies baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich, only at Jack in the Box.
Yovani Gallardo and the Seattle Mariners take the field. Game 1 of a 3-game series. First time the A's are seeing Safeco Field in the beautiful city of Seattle this year. Although right now the weather's not all that beautiful. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. It's 47 degrees. Not worried about the wind, but it is raining outside, and it is supposed to rain pretty much the whole game and into the early morning hours. So, but of course the roof is closed over top, wide open on the side, so that's where the cool weather comes in. But all in all, if you're a pitcher, you're probably pretty happy about this weather. But it is a very, very cool night, and it's just going to get a little bit colder as the night goes on. A starting lineup for tonight brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Matt Joyce is going to get a shot in the leadoff spot. He's been swinging a hot bat. Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, Yonder Alonso's in the cleanup spot. Then Healy, Plouffe, Vogt, Pinder. Chad Pinder will start at short, and Rajay Davis drops down to the 9th spot.
And Yovani Gallardo making his 8th start of the season. The 31-year-old right-hander, just a 1-3 record. You see just above a 4.5 ERA, but he's consistent. 275th career start tonight. He takes the hill and has stayed healthy for the majority of his career.
Staying healthy, not easy right now if you're a Seattle Mariners starting pitcher. Defensively, the Mariners will have Heredia in left, Dyson in center, Gamble in right, Seager, Segura, Motter, and Valencia on the infield, with Tuffy Goswitch doing the catching. So the Mariners were hoping that they would get Robinson Cano back tonight, but I saw an early lineup that actually had Robinson Cano in it. But he is not in the lineup tonight, so he's missing his 5th consecutive game with a quad injury. So the Mariners are waiting patiently to get him back. So Matt Joyce steps in. We're set for baseball from Safeco Field. Very small crowd tonight, as Gallardo kicks and delivers in the first pitch in for a strike. Joyce had 210, 4 homers, 15 RBIs, but had a good series down in Arlington over the weekend. It was 5 for 11 with a couple of home runs. Umpires tonight, that's Carlos Torres calling balls and strikes. The crew chief is Dana DeMuth. He's at first. There's Dana. Paul Nauert's at second. Chris Guccione is at third. The leadoff spot has been an issue for the Athletics, and this is game number 38, and Bob Melvin really still looking for somebody to get things going at the top of the order. Rajay Davis has not really hit all that well this year, so he's going to give Matt Joyce a shot.
Well, there just hasn't been that one guy to jump out and say, I want this.
Nope.
And the production at the leadoff spot has struggled, and I think this is what Joyce's 5th or 6th game in the leadoff spot. So as you said, Bob Melvin, let's give it a go and see what happens.
One and two to Matt Joyce. This one's tapped up the middle. Backhanded by the shortstop Segura, and he threw him out. Gene Segura with a terrific play to open up the ball game. The shift was on, so he had to go a long ways to his right. You see where he's playing, right near second base.
Well, and as I'm watching this and you say shortstop, I went, wait, what? And then I realized it was Segura and they had shifted over there. But what a play as far as he goes, and still able to get that much on the throw to get Joyce easily at first.
So the ball game starts with a nice play by the Mariners shortstop. And that'll bring up Jed Lowry. Lowry at 286. He's got 4 home runs. Good on base percentage of 360. He had 4 hits over the weekend in the series. talk about that leadoff spot, Mark, and granted, you're only guaranteed to lead off an inning if you're the leadoff hitter one time. I mean, who knows? You don't know where you're going to hit in an inning after the first if you're in the #1 spot. But what does happen is you're the guy who hits in front of the big hitters.
Yep.
That's where the lack of production for the leadoff spot comes into play. Sean Manaea is ready. Pitch. Lowry shoots it foul into the second level.
Well, I think that's when you look at some of the better leadoff hitters in the game, or in the game today, or even all time. They got on base.
Yeah.
They generally were faster, not always, but they would make things happen. They found a way to get on, whether it was walk or hit.
Heredia into foul territory near the seats. He's got it. Memo Heredia tracks that one down. So 2 outs for Chris Davis, who's hitting in the 3rd spot tonight.
And from Gallardo, we've just seen fastball, curveball here in the 1st inning, but he also has a slider and a changeup that he'll throw in any count. 4-pitch pitcher.
And tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. First pitch to Chris Davis is in for a strike. 47% fastballs, lots of sliders from Gallardo, so lots of sliders, lots of curveballs. So he is not afraid to mix it up. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Good fastball inside. You can see it just kind of ties up Chris Davis. That's what Gallardo's good at. He'll move the ball in, he'll move it out. When he was younger, the ball he always pitched down in the zone. The ball just kind of stayed on that plane. He doesn't have a whole lot of movement.
He got Davis. May have got that elbow pad. I think it did get the pad.
What a luxury for those hitters. Having that pad on there, and you can hear the click. I mean, that hits you, and it's just I'm just going to take my base.
And that
no
got
harm,
him,
no foul.
Got him pretty good too.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Or it would have had that protection not been there.
So 2 outs, runner aboard for Yonder Alonso. Alonso with that shift on said, I may lay a bunt down, and Kyle Seager, the 3rd baseman, is playing at the shortstop spot. So there is nobody over there.
No, so, but he got the result he wanted. Seager was behind and to the right of the umpire from up top, and it got him to move over there just to make him aware. Opened up the center of that infield just a little bit more.
So 1-1 the count. And now Seager decides to go back to his old spot. A little cat and mouse game going on. Alonso with 12 home runs, 29 RBIs. 2 for 11 in the series against the Rangers. One of those 2 hits was a home run. Blocked nicely by Goswitch.
As you said, another nice block, that breaking ball down in the zone. Alonso able to lay off it. Chris Davis had to stay at first base.
So the infield plays Alonso to pull. The outfield actually shifted toward left field. But you will see that occasionally. Also seen Alonso drive a fair amount of balls to left center field. Motter, the 2nd baseman, is way out in right field. And that one is flipped down the left field line. dropping fast and foul. Alonso just kind of reached for that one.
Well, that doesn't exactly show you what the Seattle defense is playing, but I'm sure they have other spray charts that give them different information. 17 of those hits maybe are more towards that right fielder than rather down that right field line.
And maybe you look at how Gallardo's pitching him. So Davis, the runner at first, he was hit by a pitch. Swing and a miss, a high fastball. Alonso chased it. Side retired. The A's get one base runner. He is stranded, and we are headed to the bottom of the first. Sean Manaea back from the disablest. We'll watch him when we get back. Starting lineup for Seattle is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Segura, he's having a terrific season. He was not on the active roster. He was on the DL last time the A's saw the Mariners. Heredia will hit second, Cruz third, Seager fourth, Danny Valencia in the fifth spot, then Motter, Gamble, Goswitch, and Dyson.
And Sean Manaea making his sixth start of the season, first one since April 26th. Last Tuesday, he did pitch in AAA, 4 innings pitched, just 72 pitches. So I would kind of expect Bob Melvin and Kurt Young, they're probably only going to leave him out there 80, 90 pitches max.
First pitch to Gene Segura is in for a strike.
Anytime you see a guy come back from shoulder tightness like Manaea did, you always want to be careful. And like I said, just those 72 pitches in his AAA start. So the A's are going to be careful with him.
Good to have him back, though. Get that rotation healthy. Base hit right field. That is what Segura can do. He will spray the ball all over the field. So he leads off the bottom of the first with the base hit. And that'll bring up Guillermo Heredia. Let's look at the defense for the A's. Davis, and Joyce in the outfield. Plouffe, Pinder, Lowry, Alonso on the infield, with Stephen Vogt doing the catching. So Chad Pinder getting a start at shortstop. So with Segura aboard, here's Guillermo Heredia. Segura has 5 steals, so he has the ability to do that as well. And the Mariners, as we said, without Cano, also Mitch Haniger, who's on the disabled list. We were impressed with Mitch Haniger in the series at the Coliseum earlier this year. But he's got an oblique strain. We'll tell you all about the pitching injuries as well later on. So it's now a 14-game hitting streak for Segura. Segura leads the American League in batting average. 1-1 the count with Nelson Cruz waiting in the on-deck circle.
One thing that's going to be important for Manaea is varying his looks with guys on first. He's not always the quickest to home, but if you can vary those looks, change your leg kick a little, slide step a few times. Right there was a slide step, and you can see the mislocation. When you slide step and you try to be too quick, that arm will drag, and you don't get out in front. You can't finish the pitch the way you're supposed to.
This one is popped up just below us. What'd you say Manaea's motion, Mark? When you watch him throw, his arm comes from a long ways down.
Yeah.
Further than most pitchers, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he reaches way back, and his body actually kind of tilts back a little bit, even.
Which is more of a reason that he's got to stay centered over the mound and can't get out in front. If he tries to be too quick to home, that's when you get in trouble.
I mean, you just like just from our center field camera shot right there, when you watch his throwing arm, his left arm,
yep,
he reaches back and down a long way. So the arm's got to come a long ways back before he releases it.
And everybody's a little bit different. I did that a little, especially when I was younger, and I think my arm shortened up a little bit as I got older, but not on purpose.
And a good take on 3-2. So Heredia walks.
Well, he goes to a 3-2 slider. A little surprising. Down and away, can't get Heredia to chase after that. If you're going to go with that, you got to throw it down over the middle of the plate if you want to get a swing on it.
So some early trouble for Sean Manaea as now he faces Nelson Cruz. Cruz at .318 with 8 home runs and 31 runs batted in. He leads the American League in RBIs. First pitch misses outside. Cruz has 8 doubles to go along with his 8 home runs. Miguel Sano, second in the league in RBIs with 30. Then Yonder Alonso tied with Aaron Judge for third. Robinson Cano on that list as well. So Cruz, as he always does, he just knocks in runs.
That's what I was just going to say. He just doesn't seem to stop.
Nope.
He's an RBI machine at times.
Foul back to our right. So 1-1 the count. Cruz DHing as he usually does. He has a home run in his career against Manaea, 3 for 6. There's Robinson Cano. Maybe tomorrow night for Cano. Segura, Heredia, good speed on the bases. This was that home run off Manaea. It's from last year. But look where it lands. Up there somewhere. Up, up, up. There you go. Yeah, that was last year.
That is so far.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, it says it all.
Well, and so far you're seeing Manaea struggle with his command, and it's the fastball command. And he's got to be careful here. He needs to throw a strike, but it's got to be a quality strike.
And he missed outside. So now the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Kurt Young out to try to settle down the young left-hander.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. Number one starts with the leadoff. A's need to get out early. Here they are with a little bit of a issue here in the first inning. They need to get some guys on base when they're hitting, try to string together some hits, and the length of Manaea. How long will he go? What can the A's get out of him? So far here in the first inning, it's not what Kurt Young and Bob Melvin were hoping for.
Well, 14 pitches, does not have an out yet. And here's Kyle Seager. First pitch to Seager. Slider spins in there, first strike. Seager, couple of home runs, 19 RBIs at 254.
Seager's kind of the guy for this Mariner lineup. You know, Cruz and
there's a line shot foul.
You know, Cruz and
Cano.
Yeah. Cruz and Cano are going to put up the numbers they're going to put up, but Seager off to a slower start. But if he gets going, it's really kind of how things change with this lineup. We talk about the depth of certain lineups. He certainly adds to that when he's hitting the ball.
And he's starting to swing it a little bit better. 2 pitch, watches that one low. Valencia waits in the on-deck circle. Seager 2 for 10 with a home run and 5 strikeouts in his career against Manaea, so he has saw him a little bit. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big pitch. So 1 out. Now go to work on Danny Valencia.
And Manaea goes back to that curveball, and this is a good one. Breaking ball off the corner of the plate. You can see Seager out in front. He's kind of set that up with the 0-2 one that he tried to bounce. This one starts in the zone and just runs off the outer edge of the plate.
So up steps Valencia. Lefty's hitting 105 versus Sean Manaea. 2 for 19. First pitch to Valencia is low. Valencia's been swinging it quite a bit better. He's got his average up to 246. He's got 15 RBIs. He got off to a slow start. 6 doubles and a triple for Valencia to go with his 4 home runs. Strike on the inside corner. Valencia didn't like it.
I think this reaction more had to do with the way Stephen Vogt received it. This ball just going off the plate, but where it kind of crosses was probably on that inner corner, and Valencia, it's not what he wants to swing at, which of course you're going to kind of get a reaction from the hitter like that.
One pitch, just a bit inside, so went in there with a fastball this time.
This has a good, I like that. It gets Valencia aware of that inner half. He knows you want to come in with a fastball, throw something firm in there. Now that it opens up for that breaking ball away or a changeup away.
And he went outside and just missed. So now it's 3-1, and he doesn't have any choice but to throw a strike.
Well, he's tried to go away now a few different times with that breaking ball and just not able to get it back, bring it back enough.
So 13 balls and 9 strikes. On deck is Taylor Motter. And that one just missed. No swing, and Valencia's walk's going to force home run as Segura comes in to score, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Very close pitch.
He misses location, though, and that you can see just how far Stephen Vogt had to reach back over the plate. It's over the plate, maybe down just a little. It's very close That very well could have been a strike. If Stephen Vogt had been set up away for that heater, it might have been a little different.
Well, 3 walks in the inning. And still only 1 out. Here's Taylor Motter. Good pitch there. Motter takes a strike. Motter is playing second base. When the Mariners were in Oakland, he played shortstop because Segura was on the disabled list. He had a good series. And a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs in that series. So we were impressed. Impressed to the point where all agreed that when Segura comes back, Motters could keep playing somewhere.
Yeah.
And he played some first base when Valencia was struggling right after that. And he went around. Good hard slider from Nine.
Well, that pitch was a direct result of that the second pitch fastball that just missed. This one starting middle, running it down and in.
So 1-2. Motter went around. Yes, he did. So threw that slider at the back foot.
Well, you said it. It's just recognized by Motter too late. And by then, he can't hold up. A back foot slider. That's why I said if Manaea can command the inner part of the zone to the right-handed hitters with his fastball, it makes this pitch so effective. You can see just how far off the plate that pitch is, and Motter still went after it.
First pitch to Ben Gamble in first strike. So lefty on lefty. Gamble hitting .318 with a couple of home runs, 12 RBIs. So good numbers for Gamble. Gamble was brought back from AAA on the 26th of April. The big leagues with the Mariners last year after coming over from a trade from the Yankees. 2-1. So Manaea working hard here in the first. He's thrown 30 pitches. Trying to minimize the damage. Missed again. Now 3-1. Already at third, Cruz at second, Valencia at first.
It seems the difference when he seems like he's picking. Just trying to run something off the plate, being too fine. You got to go after these guys. The couple strikeouts that he's had, you got to go right after these guys, attack them.
So 3-1. Up and in, he walked in. So Heredia will trot in to score. That's 4 walks here in the first inning, and it's a 2-0 Mariners lead. So the Mariners have 2 runs, and they have not put a ball in play. 4 walks, I take that back. Segura had the single, but since then, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. So here's Tuffy Goswitch. Goswitch takes up and away.
You can see everything sailing on Manaea, or he's yanking it a little bit. Stephen Vogt's just going out to just give him a little bit of a break.
Early action for the Athletics. Smith gets up. That's an early call to make down to the bullpen, one you don't want to make. No switch, takes low, and now it's 2-0.
Well,
It's a lonely feeling out there, huh?
Yeah, when you're out there like this, it has to make. I'm sure he feels okay, and I'm sure Kurt Young asked him that when he went out there, but it has to make you wonder. You're seeing 91, 92. That one 93, but like I said, I can just tell he's feeling for things as opposed to attacking guys and going right after him, which when he's right, that's normally what you see out of him.
Two-one pitch. High strike, 2-2. Manaea may have caught a little break and he needed it.
This
one, this borderline call.
Yeah, it's definitely in the upper part of the zone. And like you said, he might have caught a break there.
It's all right. He'll take it.
He needs it.
This one is popped up, and it's right over our booth. We were ready just in case it came in. So the count remains 2-2. 37 pitches for Sean Manaea as he takes a deep breath, just trying to somehow get his way through this inning. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. Vogt steps on home plate, side retired. So kind of a weird inning. 4 walks. The Mariners score twice. 2-0 Seattle after 1.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
Rainy night in Seattle. Stephen Vogt having a chat with his young left-hander.
I like that.
I like it too.
I mean, I don't like it. I love it.
And it wasn't a pat on the butt going, hey, you're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay. I think he chewed on him a little bit.
Yeah.
So 2-0 Mariners, second inning. It'll be Healy, Plouffe, and Vogt. It's Giovanni Gallardo. That one's in first strike. So Giovanni Gallardo looking for his second win of the year. He's looking for a shutdown inning as well. Missed outside. Gallardo now 31 years old. came over and trade with the Baltimore Orioles in the offseason for Seth Smith. That trade happened in January. Mariners trying to shore up that rotation, so they got the veteran from Baltimore. Foul straight back. And his only win this year came against the Athletics in Oakland. It was on the 23rd of April. He pitched into the 7th inning and had 7 strikeouts. He was very good that day, and he got a whole bunch of runs. It was the only game the Mariners won in that series, but they won it big, 11-1. So Gallardo took that run support and ran with it, and he got the W. Capped foul. He's 109 and 86 in his career. Had some real good years in Milwaukee. Spent a little time with the Texas Rangers and then the Orioles. And now with Seattle. 2-2 pitches low.
Gallardo, he was good in Milwaukee. They just had some. They didn't have some very good teams at that time. And he was always seemed to be around 500.
Pitched a lot of innings.
Yep. But just had really good stuff.
He was born in Mexico, but grew up in Texas. This one pops straight back. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Speaking of durability, most starts in the major league since 2009. Gallardo's on the list, 254. And the names in front of him, but there's some workhorses there. So he did spend a little time on the disabled list last year, but has not been to the DL a whole lot in his career.
Well, I think the one thing that jumped out the most, do you think being healthy gets you paid right there?
Well, no question.
I mean, those guys, that whole list right there, not only are some of those guys some of the best in the game, but it goes to show you just how healthy they've all stayed.
Yeah.
And some of the contracts that they've signed, and it's pretty incredible.
3-2. Healy waits. Breaking ball, got him swinging. So second strikeout for Yovani Gallardo.
Well, really good slider here from Gallardo. You can see the tight spin. Sorry, the curveball, I mean. You can see just how hard that is. It's 81 miles an hour. Sharp break. Starting right on plane with that fastball and just breaking down and away.
So with 1 out, here's Trevor Plouffe. Curve first strike. So, as we said, born in Mexico. Most wins by pitchers born in Mexico. Fernando Valenzuela, 173. Esteban Loaiza, the former A, with 126, and Gallardo at 109. Towards center, Dyson backs up, and he's got it. So that's the second out here in the second inning. And that'll bring up Stephen Vogt. Gallardo also pitched in the WBC this year for Mexico. So here he'll face Vogt, who's had pretty good success against Gallardo. He's 4 for 9 with a homer and 2 doubles in his career. Vogt got a couple of hits yesterday, and he needed it. He's been struggling. Hit some balls hard in Texas. Finally got a couple to fall yesterday. First pitch right in there, first strike.
It's always nice sometimes when you have been struggling, kind of see one of those guys you've had some success against.
Yeah, 14 at bats. I mean, that's a decent amount. Sharp breaking ball, but low. So the Mariners The wildness of Sean Manaea with 2 runs in the first. Shallow left field, Segura hustling out. Heredia in, and Segura grabs it. There was almost a collision. Scary moment, but damage avoided. 2-0 Mariners as we go to the bottom of the second.
Oakland A's baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get A's home screen icons and app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
Back to work for Sean Manaea. And to say he needs a quick inning would be an understatement. So 2-1 the count to Gerard Dyson, the speedy one, or 1-1, excuse me. Tap slowly. Lowry's going to have to hurry. He does. Throws, and they just get Dyson for the first out. So the Mariners brought us, these are grasshoppers. And from what I understand, people eat these. And I want to say Joe Stiglitz. Well, I did already. It was really good. Oh, I tell you what. So, Joe Stiglitz, I believe, on the pregame show ate one. And yeah, I had a whole bunch. Yeah, I had a whole bunch from there. Great. Look. Oh, great. Come on. What? We're trying to do the game, and we're
Do you want me to eat one?
Are you going to do it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You want me to do one?
Gosh,
No, I'm not going to.
No, I can't. No.
You're actually seriously thinking.
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
So you're a gamer.
Not that much.
I never even thought about it. I was like, I'm not eating a grasshopper. Call me what you want.
I would only do it just because maybe there's a chance my kids are watching and they would think it's awesome if I did it. They kind of smell bad.
Oh my gosh.
Vinegar, right?
Yeah.
Chili lime. Oof. No thanks.
You know what? I need a couple innings to just get over my fears. So a walk. So Segura has singled and walked. So the leadoff man doing his thing. He's been on base twice, and that's 5 walks now for Sean Manaea. That is the fingers of Mark Mulder. And oh, I thought you were going to do it.
No, I'm not. Oh.
Isn't it amazing how everybody's telling us that we should eat them?
Yeah, except they're
really,
not.
really.
Yeah.
They're looking at me too, though. That's the problem. Heredia walked and scored in the first. Segura runs, and the ball's foul back to the screen. Segura had a pretty good jump, so he'll get up and head on back.
But lots of times you see the base stealers try to take advantage of guys when they're struggling with command, and this is one of those examples. Manaea not really paying a whole lot of attention to Segura. Got a good jump, and luckily for the A's, that ball was fouled off.
So 0-2 the count to Heredia. Cruz to follow. Manaea, you can see his breath. That's how cold it is. 48 degrees at first pitch. Outside. Mariners are 17-21 on the year. They're still trying to figure out what the heck happened in Toronto. They went into Toronto having won 6 out of their last 7. Feeling good. And they got swept in a 4-game series. Segura runs, the ball's fouled straight back. So that's how crazy baseball could be. You think you're starting to get on a roll. You get back to the 500 mark, and then you lose 4 straight. Yesterday they battled hard, a 2-2 game, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Kevin Pillar with a home run off the best reliever. And that's how it ended.
That's just how it goes sometimes. You can feel so good about a certain game or a series, go in there so hot that things just turn around real quick.
Heredia cannot hold up. He goes around, and that's strikeout number 4.
Well, one of the better breaking balls again from Manaea. He hasn't been able to really throw it for strikes, but he's been able to expand the zone for a few of his strikeouts, and another good one under the hands of the right-handed hitter Heredia.
So here's Nelson Cruz. Cruz walked in the first inning. Cruz chases that changeup. So 5 walks, 4 strikeouts for Sean Manaea in the first 2 innings. Throws it again, and again Cruz swings and misses. So Nelson Cruz looking for something else.
Well, he's looking for a heater that Manaea is going to try to get ahead on, and because he's not commanding the zone, Manaea able to take advantage of Cruz being a little too aggressive there.
Blocked nicely by Vogt. Segura thought about going to second. Now he gets back to first. Took about 3 steps towards second.
Well, a good job by Vogt, able to keep this in front of him. I think from Segura's point of view, he kind of saw that ball bounce to Vogt's left and thought it got away from him a little further than it did, but it just kind of bounced just on the other side of Cruz, and Vogt able to get to it quickly.
Segura has taken off a couple times since he got over to first base. He may do it again. That one is hit to center, and it's hit well. Rajai Davis is back at the wall, and it is gone. Nelson Cruz, a 2-run homer. And it's 4-0 Seattle.
Well, I understand the trying to go inside, but Manaea misses location. The ball's middle away, and that is the fastball that Nelson Cruz was looking for in those first two pitches. And, you know, the pitch selection isn't bad. It's the commitment to the pitch. And you second guess being able to command it inside, the ball comes back over the middle of the plate, and Nelson Cruz makes you pay for it. When you're ahead in the count like that and you go in, you have to miss in if you miss. You cannot miss back over the middle of the plate.
Since 2012, Nelson Cruz 17 home runs against the Athletics. He's hit some big ones. So he knocks in his 32nd and 33rd runs this year. That's just the second home run that Manaea has allowed this year. 26 innings. Frustrating too. He's 1 out away from getting through the second inning. Couldn't do it. .38 pitches in the first inning for Manaea. That's his 20th here in the second. He gets the strikeout, but more damage done. Nelson Cruz with a 2-run homer. Third inning coming up, 4-0 Seattle. series. 49ers insider Matt Maiocco looks at one of the great mysteries. 3 men on the same 49ers roster in the 60s who died from this rare disease. Log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com to hear Matt's very special podcast. 4-0 Mariners lead here at Safeco Field. 2 in the first, 2 in the second as Chad Pinder leads it off. Pinder, Rajai Davis, and then Matt Joyce. Up the middle, but right there is Mott. Some pretty good defensive positioning by the Mariners for the first out. Here's Rajai Davis. A's record coming in 16-21. Big issue for the A's right now, Mark, is playing on the road. They have really struggled. They are 5-13 on the road, and they have lost 11 out of their last 13 on the road.
Well, and not counting this last series in Texas where they lost later in the games with the bullpen struggling, a lot of that has come from the starting pitching. Down early. Getting down early and the A's have a hard time coming back. That's why it's important in this game for them to find a way to get some guys on base, try to chip away at this 4-0 lead.
Yeah, after what happened over the weekend, to turn around and do it to somebody else.
Yep.
But it has to get better on the road for the A's. Rajay Davis hits a high fly ball right field where Ben Gamble is there. So it was really just ugliness, unfortunately, over the weekend for the Athletics, especially the bullpen. 3 blown saves, 4 2/3 innings by the bullpen, 12 hits and 10 runs. And that makes a manager's job very, very difficult.
Well, lots of times, you know, every bullpen's going to struggle.
Yep.
And everybody's bullpen is going to struggle at multiple times throughout the year. It's just the A's happen to have it when they had small leads.
That's true.
And that makes it tough. Sometimes, you know, you might be down 5-4 when your bullpen struggles. Well, it's not as big of a deal because you're already losing. But when a bullpen struggles and you have a 1 or 2 or 3 run lead and you end up losing those games, it makes it that much more difficult.
So Gallardo has a 3-up, 3-down inning as Joyce grounds out. Bottom of the 3rd coming up, 4-0 Mariners lead.
Watches.com suite today. Visit athletics.com/tickets to book your suite. And for all A's fans, receive 20% off your first order at watches.com by using code ATHLETICS.
4-0 the Mariners lead as Danny Valencia is going to lead it off, followed by Motter and Gamble. So 38 pitches in the first, 20 pitches in the second for Sean Manaea. First pitch is low to Valencia, who walked with the bases loaded in the first inning and picked up his 16th RBI. Valencia last year with the A's, 287. Had 17 home runs, 51 runs batted in. He did that in 130 games. Played third base, and then Ryan Healy got brought up. Valencia then moved around. Played some outfield, played some first base. His combined numbers with the Athletics when he joined the team in 2015. He traded him to the Mariners this past offseason. Got the home plate umpire.
Well, we've seen more and more of this recently in A's games, whether it's catchers getting hit, umpires getting hit. Here's another one. There's that hockey mask.
That's your hockey mask. See the difference?
That we talked about.
lot of debate on which one is more protective. Who knows? Good pitch there. Slider on the outside corner. So the count 2-2. Certainly is a different contraption than the old style mask. Shock absorbers, you got everything. Valencia swings and misses. So that is 6 strikeouts for Sean Manaea.
Well, it's been an all or nothing game for him so far. As you said, this one kind of a hanging breaking ball in Valencia. You can see him kind of double clutch. He thinks it's up, and by that time he notices, by the time he realizes it's a slider, it's too late and it's already by him.
Yeah, to say this is a strange game for Sean Manaea would be an understatement. 1 hit allowed, 4 runs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Oh, and 1-2 Motter. Little pop-up. And that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Ben Gamel.
Well, that's 2 nice quick outs for Manaea now. See if you can make it a nice efficient inning, get your offense back in the dugout.
Did you find it difficult to pitch? Not to pitch, but I'm saying it's a different feeling when you were pitching when you were struggling, but you were behind by quite a bit in a game. Like 4-0's not a huge amount, but you know you're struggling.
Yeah.
And you're behind. It's early.
Well, you don't.
Is it
you don't have the
different than pitching
command
with
that you
the lead?
normally do? Oh yeah,
But
very
I'm saying
different.
mentally, is it different?
Yeah, it's a mental grind, is what it is.
High in the air towards center field. Rajai Davis waits. And Sean Manaea gets a 3-up, 3-down inning, and he badly needed it. On to the 4th. 4-0 Seattle. NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. It's presented by your Northern California Honda dealers. Top of the 4th inning, Mariners 4, the A's nothing. Some good A's fans in the house tonight at Safeco Field on a chilly night. Small crowd. Mark, I asked you when we were walking in if you like pitching here, and you said, yeah, but the lineups you faced when you were pitching here with the A's, Mariners were pretty darn good.
Yeah.
They ran out a stacked lineup. but I would think it's a good ballpark to pitch in. Seems like it would be.
Yeah, those lineups back early 2000s weren't a whole lot of fun, whether it was Griffey, A-Rod, Edgar, Mike Cameron, Buhner, my first year or two. I don't forget, Brett Boone.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some. And then Ichiro, forgot about him even.
Yeah.
I mean, I was here. I mean, well, Huddy started that first game, Ichiro's rookie season. We opened up that year against them.
One and two to Lowry. He'll be followed by Davis and Alonso. Well, we checked. You were 3-3 pitching here.
Sounds about, yeah.
But those teams, I mean, 2000 they went to the postseason. 2001 they went to the postseason. That's the year they won 116 games.
Boy, they were good, man.
116.
I could be wrong, but we swept them in September in Oakland, and I actually think that was the first series they lost that season.
It's probably to win 116. That's probably
yeah. I think
true.
they'd split a 4-game series or two during the season, but they didn't lose 2 out of 3 until that early September or mid-September, whenever that was.
Nasty breaking ball by Gallardo. Lowry strikes out. Third strikeout for Gallardo. True story brought to you by McDonald's. So last year, Chris Davis, home run number 42 on the 1st of October. Chris Davis, what a season he had last year. Finished it strong. We got that 40th home run in Texas. He was excited about that. So 42 last year for Chris Davis, 10 this year. We'll end up with a bunch of home runs again this year, but struggling a little bit right now. Just a touch outside. Home run leader since the start of 2016. This is in all of baseball, not just the American League. Chris Davis is first. Cruz, Trumbo, Arenado. Big names on there. So nobody has hit more home runs in the last 2 years than Chris Davis.
You can almost tell earlier this week, and what we've seen all week from Chris Davis, some of those half check swings where he starts to go. We saw it on the first pitch of this at bat, a good pitch, middle in. Just looking somewhere different.
Like that?
Like
well, that's
that.
good pitcher's pitch right there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Still.
But when he's going good, you don't see those check swings like that.
And I would think pitchers read, I mean, good pitchers read swings too.
Absolutely.
You should if you can. Setting up outside. Close pitch, 3-2.
Well, he had him. He had him set up for that fastball away. Because that slider, you think Chris Davis is the hitter. Okay, he's going to come back in on me. There you see the hot start.
Just 130 this month. And this is the 12th game of the month of May. Look, Chris Davis, he seems, I think he's a very confident young man. He seems to handle the struggles pretty well because he knows at some point, listen, I'm going to start hitting home runs again. And I think too, when a middle of the order hitter struggles, it's more magnified.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. He's parked right in the middle of that order. Three-two pitch, hit down the right field line, but foul.
Well, how often do you really hear about? How often is the media talking about the 7, 8, or 9 guys struggling?
Exactly.
You know, when you hit, whether it's leadoff in those first 4 spots. 5 spots, they have more importance. You know, they get talked about more. Everything's just bigger in those situations.
Another 3-2. Here it is. Chopped fouled on the third baseline, picked up by Seager. Switch has a quick chat with his starting pitcher, Yovani Gallardo. On deck is Yonder Alonso. He's just trying to string together a few hits here. They have not had a hit yet. They have had just one base runner. That was Davis getting hit in the first inning. Pop foul back. And the count remains full.
Well, a good battle here. He's tried going in a few times. Then he went with the slider that Davis chopped. He had him set up away for a fastball, and that's what they went to. He just kind of missed location. Davis able to foul that off. Just trying to get a pitch he can hit right here.
Check swing, just got a piece. See how it goes switch, the catcher looking right at the hitter.
Well, they just look up at him, make sure they're not looking. I mean, very seldom do you ever see a hitter turn and look back at the catcher. But for some reason, the catchers still look up at him all the time. It's just when you're going to go give that sign, you wait until you see him staring up at out at the pitcher. That time he didn't bother looking.
Davis launches one foul, but I've also heard stories, and I'm sure you probably knew about it, but hitters that would wear sunglasses all the time, and the reason they wore them is they would peek once in a while.
And then you'd see a guy get drilled for no reason. and the fans and everyone else go, why did he get hit? It looked like they did it on purpose. Well,
why is he wearing sunglasses at night?
That's why.
So 3-2, good battle here. And that one's hit to center. Hit well, Dyson back, and that baby's gone. So a 12 pitch at bat for Chris Davis ends with a home run, his 11th of the year. Probably his best at bat in about a month.
Without a doubt, and I talked about it. He kept fouling off some really good pitches. He fouled off those few fastballs inside, a couple good sliders down and away. He had the check swing that he fouled off, and he finally got a pitch that he wanted. And Gallardo, he tried tricking him on that changeup that Davis pulled way foul into the upper deck. And it almost seemed as though that changeup did something for Davis. It kept him back, and boy, did he hammer that ball to center field.
So let's look at it again, see where the pitch was.
See where the glove is. Tried going fastball down and away, and you can see the tail comes right. I mean, that's just middle. And as many pitches as Davis saw in that at bat, you weren't going to really throw a fastball over the middle of the plate by him right there. You needed to locate something on the corner if you wanted to get him.
Heredia near the seats. He's going to have just enough room to make the catch. So Yonder Alonso is out. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. But maybe that'll get Chris Davis going. Davis now with 11 home runs and 20 RBIs. So the A's have hit 51 home runs now. 34 of the 51 are solo home runs, which is a pretty high number. Healy takes low.
Well, but it goes back to us talking about the leadoff spot struggling. The guys hitting in front of Chris Davis, not having enough guys on base. Yep. He and Alonso obviously double-digit homers.
Breaking ball snaps in there for strike, 1-1. Healy struck out swinging in the second. 3 strikeouts for Yovani Gallardo. a little bit low with the fastballs. Gallardo. He doesn't waste a whole lot of time out there. He's probably got a pretty good idea what he wants to throw. Good swing by Ryan Healy.
You can see Healy's upset. Kind of kicks the dirt as he walks over home plate. He got a pitch to hit there. Another foul ball off the bottom of that mask. By the way, when you said that, those do look like shock absorbers on the umpires.
Yeah, and I think that's what they are.
Yeah.
There you go. That's high tech, folks. Man. To pitch in the dirt. So full count to Healy. That home run by Chris Davis, the A's first hit tonight. Mariners have 2. One of them, Nelson Cruz home run. Payoff pitch, here it is. Healy swung that ball 4. So Gallardo gets his 4th strikeout. Chris Davis gets his 11th home run. It was a long one. So the A's are on the board. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Mariners 4, the A's 1. Want to call that? That's where the roof slides out, is what I'm trying to say. Sounder right outside. So Chris Davis with a home run, and the A's now trail 4-1, bottom of the 4th inning. Go switch, Dyson and Segura. Mark, as we went to break with Manaea pitching inning ago, we began talking about a young pitcher struggling pitching from behind in a game, and how it's probably easier pitching with a 2-0 lead than trailing 4-0. What's the mindset, especially of a young pitcher?
Well, when you're pitching well, you're not really thinking a whole lot. You're on the same page with your catcher. You're throwing, you're making pitches, you're ahead in the count, you're getting quick outs. And then when you have like the first inning that Manaea had, where you're not commanding anything, you're behind in the count, you're walking guys, you give up a couple hits, next thing you know you're down, things get going real quick out there. You can't seem to collect your thoughts. You're second guessing the pitches, the pitch selections.
Good pitch there. Well, he's retired 5 in a row, and he's got 7 strikeouts. So maybe he's settling in just a little bit, but there's some interesting notes. Whiff percentage, that's very high, 33.9%. But percentage of pitches in the strike zone, lowest in the majors. So he's getting guys to chase pitches out of the strike zone.
And we've
that's
seen,
a good thing.
And we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, big time. Opponent's batting average versus the fastball, 170. So, listen. You can tell the talent is there. I mean, he's got 7 strikeouts tonight, but 5 walks, obviously the biggest issue. But strikeout stuff and the ability to get hitters to swing at pitches that are not in the strike zone, that means he's throwing pitches that look like strikes and they're not. Well, that's a big deal for a pitcher. That right there was a pitch out of the strike zone. Dyson went after it.
Well, it shows you the stuff that is there, but when you're behind in the count, it makes it that much more difficult. Now, when you get ahead in the count, which we've seen in these last 5 or 6 hitters, he can then expand, and you get the strikeouts and the weakly hit balls and the pop-ups and things like that. But when you're not getting ahead with strike 1 and you're not showing them early in the count that you can throw a fastball, a slider, a changeup for strikes, you can't get them. It's hard to get them to chase after those.
So Segura towards center, and that's 7 in a row retired by Sean Manaea. 5th inning coming up from Safeco Field. 4-1 Mariners lead.
Every regular season home game at the Oakland Coliseum for just $19.99 a month with the A's Ballpark Pass. But this offer expires on Wednesday at 5 p.m. For more information and to purchase the A's Ballpark Pass, visit athletics.com/ballparkpass.
Top of the 5th. A's trailing 4-1. Plouffe, Vogt, and Pinder. Chris Davis with a home run for the A's only run so far. And Gallardo had 63 pitches. Plouffe shows bunt, and it's a strike. Seager comes in, but thinking, you know what? Is Plouffe really going to bunt? Maybe back to his normal spot. A little bit low, 2-1. So Giovanni Gallardo making his 8th start of the year. And that's a big deal for the Seattle Mariners right now. He's healthy.
Yeah.
What a concept, huh? Well, it has been a tough stretch for the Seattle Mariners. In fact, they're just trying to piece it together, and they're going to have to do that for a while. Base hit right up the middle. So Trevor Plouffe has a leadoff single here in the 5th. So check this out. Now, this is the Mariners master plan, and it's a good one. That's a pretty good starting 5.
Yep.
You got some veterans. You got a couple lefties. But look, Felix Hernandez, shoulder. Paxton, forearm. Iwakuma, shoulder. Smiley, flexor. Smiley has not pitched. And they just announced yesterday Iwakuma's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Paxton's getting closer. Felix Hernandez is getting closer, but still. You have those 5 guys healthy, you have a chance. Jerry DiPoto is a busy man, but he's probably just trying to figure out who's going to pitch the next day.
Well, and that shuttle bus to and from Tacoma, he's got to be a little busy.
Yeah.
You're just finding anyone to see who can stick, who can be a little consistent.
It's Paxton. 0-1 pitch, fouled straight back. Well, this is how busy it's been, Mark, to your point. The Mariners have made 64 transactions in 43 days. That is a transaction every 16 hours and 8 minutes. If you really want to break it down, that tells you how busy they've been. 64 transactions already.
That's tough to imagine.
Just trying to get the full pitching staff out there. And on top of the rotation injuries, they bring up a young man by the name of Ryan Weber. Said, all right, you can fill in the rotation, and he gets hurt. So it has been tough. Chase DeYoung will pitch tomorrow, young right-hander, and then Christian Bergman on Wednesday. Vote to right field. Gamble going back. Gamble at the wall, and that baby's gone. And we got a new ball game. It's now 4-3. So an 0-2 pitch to Vote.
Well, I guess all we have to do is talk about how the A's struggle getting the leadoff hitter on and how they struggle hitting homers with guys on base, and then they just go and do it.
We're going to keep talking about it until it gets better.
Why not?
First home run since opening night for Stephen Vogt, and that'll put a smile on Voter's face. Couple hits yesterday, home run tonight. Here's Chad Pinder.
And you can see everybody laughing in the dugout. You know Vogt's probably in there saying, see guys, I told you I could still do it.
I can hit. One and 0 to Chad Pinder. 2-0.
Don't think for a second, we just showed Manaea there, don't think for a second that him having these last 2 quick innings, what that's done for this offense.
Good call.
He's retired the last 7. You have quick innings, gets guys right back in the dugout. We talked about how it's cold here. The last thing they want to do is stand out in the field for long innings while you're walking guys. Makes things tougher when you come in offensively, but when you have quick innings, it just changes the vibe in the dugout. And it's not a bad pitch, but lefty on lefty, you can see Vogt, it's just down. He just drops the head on it. Very simple swing.
I saw the catcher actually go down like he was going to block it. So it was definitely down and in. 2-0 pitch, a fastball first strike. So 2 more home runs tonight for the Athletics. 18 home runs now in their last 9 games. Fastball away. So Pinder's sitting in hitter's count now. Gallardo rolling through the first 3 innings, but Davis got him in the 4th. Vote here in the 5th.
Well, and we talked about how this curveball was down, and you could see it was going to be right at the bottom of the zone. I mean, that's the one you're out in front of, but your hands stay back, and you just drop the barrel right on it.
Pinder bounces one foul between Chip Hale and Kyle Seager. Stephen Vogt now 5 for 11 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs in his career against Gallardo. Pinder takes strike 3 called at the knees. So strikeout number 5 for Gallardo.
This is just a perfect pitch from Gallardo. Little slider down and away. You can see 90 miles an hour. Right on the corner, right at the bottom of the strike zone.
So a pretty good pitch by Gallardo. Here's Rajai Davis, who hit a fly ball to right field. Another low strike call. Chop to Gallardo, reaches back, grabs it. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And now to the top of the order, Matt Joyce, who has grounded out a couple of times. White Sox leading the Angels 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. That game down in Anaheim. Pelfrey for the White Sox. Jesse Chavez for the Angels. First of 3. Keep an eye on that game. Angels put Yunel Escobar on the disabled list today with sore hamstring. Montas starts to throw. See what Bob Melvin does with Sean Manaea. Joyce is able to hold up 2-0.
For Joyce right here, you just got to look in one spot. Good hitter count.
See where that spot is on 2-0. And that's hit well to center. Dyson back. Dyson near the wall. And Dyson has just enough room in front of the wall in deep left center field. So Joyce gave it a ride, comes up just a bit short. Stephen Vogt, he did not come up short. 2-run homer. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Mariners 4, A's 3.
Golf at the 35th Annual A's Community Fund Golf Classic, presented by Chevron and Kelly Moore Paints on Monday, May 22nd at the Blackhawk Country Club. Tickets can be purchased for the awards dinner and live auction. Proceeds benefit the A's Community Fund. For more information, visit athletics.com or call 510-563-2241.
I remember that tournament being at Blackhawk one year when you were with the A's, and there was a long drive contest between you and Jermaine Dye.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good matchup. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I think we did it two or 3 years, maybe.
I think you were hitting it back up the 18th fairway, right? Over the water there on 18?
I think so. I don't. Yeah, they had something set up.
Set up, yeah. There was a little tee box there.
Yeah.
Toward Davis in center. And room. Heredia is retired, so one out here in the bottom of the 5th. Important inning for Sean Manaea. He's at 80 pitches, so this is probably his last inning.
Yep.
And if it is, he deserves some credit for straightening things out.
Well, this was back in the 2nd inning. Manaea trying to go in. And Cruz, as I said earlier, got the fastball he was looking for earlier in that at bat. And since then, Manaea has been better, hitting his spots, staying ahead in the count.
Here's Cruz. Walking a home run for Cruz. Astros win again, 7-2 over Miami down in South Florida. Gurriel homered, Altuve homered. So the Astros go to New York over the weekend. They take 3 out of 4 from the Yankees. Move right on down to Miami and win again. So they are hot, and they are now 27-12. And that's the best record in all of baseball. Pinder has it. That's the 2nd out. I think the Astros are a confident group.
Boy, they're athletic.
Yeah, they are.
They're young.
I think the athletic part is the thing that stands out when you watch them.
Yeah.
Rangers sitting on that 6-game winning streak. They are off today. They will host the Phillies Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But the Rangers will be without Carlos Gomez for a while. They put him on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. Sounded like, at least reading about Carlos Gomez, he was going to be out at least a month. So that's a big loss. Gomez played terrific over the weekend against the A's. Here's the breakdown of pitches per inning. 38 in the first, 20 in the second. Bunch of guys going on the disabled list. A.J. Pollock from the Diamondbacks, terrific player. He went on the disabled list. Hamstring. Hunter Pence, the Giants, he went on the disabled list. Hamstring. Aroldis Chapman a couple days ago. That 10-day DL.
Yes.
Getting used, huh?
Yeah. that has a lot to do with some guys going on DLs. Just because they might have missed 3-4 games and they figure, okay, let's just give them a break, put them on the 10. It's a lot different than a 14. I know it's not that much of a difference, but it really is.
Yeah, it's 5 games. I mean,
guys
that's a week's worth of games, right?
When guys are just nursing something, it makes it a lot easier to just put them on that 10-day DL.
That's Lowry way out in shallow right field. His long throw is in time. So Sean Manaea, if that indeed was his last inning, he finishes by retiring 10 in a row. NBC Sports Bay Area tomorrow at 5 p.m. Get ready for Game 2 versus the Spurs. You'll have it with the team you watched all season long with Papa, Saint, Helena, Roz, and insider Monty. Cool. So, Warriors with the big come from behind win yesterday, so they're up 1-0 on the Spurs. Top of the 6th inning, Mariners 4, A's 3. Sean Manaea got a handshake from the manager as he walked into the dugout. That usually means his night is done. As Lowry hit that ball hard, but right at Valencia for the first out.
Well, and what a job he did after those first 2 innings. He was all over the place, wasn't commanding anything. I mean, that game really could have gotten away from him much worse than what that line shows. And he bounced back, and you know, it's going to be, I'm interested to hear what he has to say after the game.
Well, he probably feels pretty good about it now.
But there's still that frustration from the first couple innings, and if you know he's going to be asked, hey, what was the difference? You know, and I'm anxious to hear what his response is.
Chris Davis popped it up, shallow right center. Dyson a long run. Dyson on the move. Dyson dives and he caught it. Well, the shift was on, and the ball's hit to right center. So it really sort of eliminates the second baseman from having a chance to catch it.
Well, look at how far Dyson goes. And I mean, he looks like a track. He looks like a track guy, a sprinter right there.
I think he is.
And he ran a long ways to make that catch. And then he makes it look good. He just kind of flips right over, right up onto his feet. No problem.
Wonder what it's like to do that.
What, you can't?
No. I could fall over. First pitch to Yonder Alonso. Strike in the outside corner. Alonso with strikeout and a fly ball to left field. Remember, those two chatted after the first inning. Maybe a little different chat this time, but Stephen Vogt doing a good job kind of nurturing the young starters. Get them through it.
Well, that's what those veteran guys are for. And it doesn't have to be the catcher. It means more that it is the catcher with the starting pitcher, because the last thing you want, you know, a right fielder, I'm just using that as an example, whoever. But when it is the catcher like that, and they come up, and I'm sure that was a more of a, hey, told you, you know, great job, way to bounce back, whatever it might be.
Really, I mean, outside of maybe the pitching coach, who else can really go talk to the pitcher, right? I mean, you can't be a position player.
No, it can be, but it just wouldn't be done in the same way.
Yeah. Vogt's pretty good at that. But it may have helped. Manaea retired the final 10. Three and one to Yonder Alonso. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. So a 2-out walk for Alonso. He's aboard for the first time. So Gallardo looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning, could not get it. First walk issued by the right-hander. See if the A's can do a little 2-out damage here. Healy has struck out twice. One-time swinging, hits this one hard. Segura ranging to his left. Underhands to second base, and that will do it for the A's. Top of the 6th. They strand a runner. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Valencia to lead it off. 4-3 Seattle.
to you by your California Ford dealers, and that's Sean Manaea. Rocky start, boy was it ever. There was a time where I wasn't sure he was going to get out of that first inning. He might have been a hitter away, but he then retired after that second inning. He retired 10 straight. He found his command, started getting ahead in the count, able to put guys away, but more than anything, gave the A's 5 innings. And with a bullpen that has been struggling, that was a big help, considering that could have hurt having to, bullpen maybe throw 7 innings tonight.
Well, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog expert. So it is on to the bullpen. Frankie Montas comes in for his 14th appearance. He's got a win. ERA of 6.23. So he'll face Valencia, Motter, and Gamble. Well, we always say about a relief pitcher, give your team a chance to win. In the same fashion, it's kind of what Sean Manaea did. He kept his team in the game by battling and finishing strong.
Well, and like I said, just by those quick innings. Having the quick innings, getting the guys back in there, it gives them a chance to battle back. They have now, just down by 1.
Fastball in there first strike. Valencia has walked. The walk came with the bases loaded, so he picked up an RBI and he struck out in the 3rd. Close pitch, 3-1. Montas pitched on Saturday in Texas. A couple hits in 2/3 of the way. And Valencia has a leadoff walk. So he's on base for the 2nd time. 6 walks now by A's pitchers. And here comes Motter. So Motter is 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop out. Mariners last year 86 and 76. They finished in 2nd place, 9 games behind the Rangers. They were 3 games back of that 2nd wild card. They played very well in the 2nd half of the season. They had a great month of September, but they just came up short on the final weekend. In fact, the A's eliminated them from postseason with a loss on the 2nd to the last game of the year. But the Mariners are on top of a list that, well, there's some lists you don't want to be on. Longest current postseason droughts. The Mariners sitting on 15 years. Marlins 13, Padres 10, White Sox 8. So the last time the Seattle Mariners made the postseason was the season we talked about, Mark, 2001.
Yep.
And they've had some good teams over the years, but I think those were their best teams, that grouping right there. A couple years ago, 2014, they won 87 games, but came up short. Strike on the outside corner to Motter.
Well, and I think, what was it, 02 maybe, they won 90 some games. Maybe I'm thinking of, or is that, because I know there was a year
where they didn't get in.
We won just, I think we won over 100. Texas, I thought, also got in.
What a play by Plouffe, and that is a double play. Terrific double play by the Athletics. All 3 guys involved in that play made nice plays.
Well, what made it so good was the way Plouffe threw that ball just across his body. He really didn't even turn as much, just a flip, and was able to get a lot on that. You can see just how perfect, when you're running like that, that is not that easy to make that throw. It's almost back behind you a little. Trying to make a good throw to Lowry, he does. I'm able to double him up.
Just like that, 2 outs. Nicely done by the A's infield. So here's Ben Gamble. Gamble swings and misses. So the Mariners trying to get off that list. Also celebrate the 40-year anniversary of becoming a franchise. This is their 41st year. Came into the league in 1977 as an expansion team. That's the problem if you come in as an expansion team with another team, which they did, the Toronto Blue Jays, because then you're always judged on what the other team did. Blue Jays got a couple of World Series.
And so now, I'll tell you when we come back. Too late.
Hold that thought.
Yep.
So Montas does a nice job, and we're on to the 7th. 4-3 Mariners.
At Lagunitas on this Friday, May 19th, with a fireworks show to the beats of the Bay's finest. View the show from your seats or on the field after the game. Field availability is limited. For tickets to the A's versus Red Sox 6:35 game, visit athletics.com/tickets.
So top of the 7th, Yovani Gallardo back out there. He'll face Plouffe, Vogt, and Pinder. Plouffe singled and scored on the Vogt home run in the 5th. So the bullpen's starting to loosen up for the Mariners with the 92 pitches by Gallardo. Now it's 2-0. So what was your thought we were holding?
So I was right.
You did some research.
In 2002, we won 103 with the A's. Angels won 99, and the Mariners won 93.
So 93 is a pretty good year.
Yeah.
And they got nothing.
And they got to go home.
So the Angels win the wild card, and then they win the World Series. That's Dan Altavilla starting to throw. Plouffe takes outside, so 3-1. Gallardo has 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. There's only been 5 total hits in the game. The A's have 3. The Mariners have just 2. So Plouffe waits on the 3-1 pitch. Chops it to the right side. Motter charges. He's got it. Throws to first. So Gallardo made a pretty good 3-1 pitch. Kept it away from Trevor Plouffe. And that'll bring up Vogt. So 36 balls, 60 strikes. So decent ratio for Gallardo.
And he's been good. Just the 2 mistakes. The 2 home run balls that he's given up, 1 to Vogt.
There's Vogt, who takes a fastball away. This is the home run in the 5th. Watch the location.
Well, and when I say mistakes, I mean they're mistakes because they're home runs. And that's not a bad pitch. It's down where you want it, maybe over the plate a little too much. I thought it was in a little bit more than it really was, but Vogt able to just drop the head on it.
Motter, the second baseman, well out into right field. Liam Hendriks starts to throw for the A's. Both the bullpens for the Mariners out left field. And the fans out there are about 5 feet from you, so if they really want to say something to you, they can.
And they usually do. Or they have.
I mean, you are sort of it's kind of like the zoo, right? They're just staring at you out there.
Just another zoo animal staring through a fence.
Yeah. 3-0 to Vogt. They've had a green light. So the count now 3-1, right at 100 pitches. Pinder to follow. And just missed outside. Gallardo thought it was a strike. Be curious to see if this was a strike.
Well, Gallardo tries throwing that backdoor cutter. Let's see if it gets back. It's close.
Well, if you can see why Gallardo would want that. The manager, Scott Service, trots out. Angels have taken the lead over the White Sox 4-3 with 4 runs in the 5th inning. Mike Trout right in the middle of it. No surprise there. In fact, Trout has homered in that game. So since coming back from not the disabled list, he just did not play for 3-4 games. He's homered in 4 consecutive games.
I mean, are you really surprised?
No, not even like a small amount. I'm surprised.
It's unbelievable.
He is terrific. He's got 12 home runs, Mike Trout. So the tying run is at first with 1 out. And here's Pinder. Pinder goes after it, tried to hold up. May have been a strike either way. Pinder has grounded to second, struck out looking. That one bounced off the glove of Seager. It rolls into shallow left field. Vogt's going to try for third. He's going to make it. Pinder to second. He's going to make it. So that's going to be a double for Pinder. And the A's are in business.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Pinder and Vogt. Both of them hustling. Right off contact, both of them are running. The ball goes off the glove. Vogt has the play right in front of him. You can see Seager just not able to get to it. And Vogt going into second base, sees that, makes the turn. Pinder does the same thing. He sees it go off the glove. He never slowed down, made the turn and hustles into second base. And now the A's second and third.
So we got a pitching change. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Comes in both 4-door and 5-door options. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
See, it is wet outside. It's raining, but the roof slid over top, so we're just fine. That's the party deck out in left center field. People always seem to have a good time out there. Good place to watch the ball game. So it was 4-0 Mariners early. Now it's 4-3, and the A's have a wonderful opportunity to maybe grab the lead. So the new pitcher is Dan Altavilla, who has gone back and forth a little bit lately between the minor leagues and the big leagues. Just brought back to the big leagues. And he comes in to face Rajai Davis. At third is Vogt. At second is Pinder. Mariners bring the infield halfway, except at the corners, they're all the way in. And Rajai takes a pitch inside.
And Altavilla just fastball slider. 94, 97 on the fastball. There was just the slider, high 80s.
Rajai Davis is 0 for 2. Fly ball to right. Bouncer back to the mound. That slider stays high, 2-0. Matt Joyce to follow. So Gallardo 6 1/3. He doesn't know what to think right now. He could win it, he could lose it, he could get a no decision. But probably a little frustrated. As what can you do? Seager makes a nice effort, dives for a ball, trickles into shallow left field. Now you can just sit and watch and wait.
Well, it's always tough. You never want to put your bullpen in this type of a situation.
And not close. Davila getting under that. And that's a 4-pitch walk. So now the bases are loaded, and he has to throw strikes now. Mariners pitching. Bullpen has a 5.22 ERA, second to last in the American League. Lots of home runs allowed. 4.63 as a group. Last year, the Mariners had the third best ERA in the American League. So here's Matt Joyce. First pitch, not close. We're going to get a visit from the pitching coach, Doug Brocale. Excuse me, that's not, I'm thinking of the Rangers. That's Mel Stottlemyre.
Well, and when I watch Altavilla, you can see a lot of jittery movements. He's on the mound like the gloves moving, arms moving. There's a lot of things moving quick out there right now. And I think that's why you see that both he and the catcher, Stottlemyre, and the catcher go out. Let's just have a chat. Okay, slow things down here. Let's throw strike one. Obviously, he has good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's not the issue. It's
1-0 pitch, not close, 2-0. So the A's liking their chances a little more after each pitch. And that one is a strike. Didn't have to be. Did not have to be. And that changes things quite a bit.
Well, this isn't something you really want to swing at. It's down. It's 97.
It's a really good pitch.
Yeah, Joyce is looking to get something elevated. He's trying to do some damage here. Hit something hard.
Fouls that one down the left field line. So Davila comes back and is able to even up the count 2-2. He's got a good fastball. So 2-2 to Joyce. 4 career grand slams for Matt Joyce. Got him swinging. 98 miles an hour with some late movement. How about that, Mark? He comes back and makes 3 great pitches.
Well, it shows you why baseball can be so unpredictable. He couldn't find the strike zone, and this almost looks like some sort of a sinker. And it's at 98. You can see Joyce's swing, just trying to find a way to foul that off, but at 98, that's hard enough to do.
So it's up to Lowry. A's in desperate need of a base hit. Lowry is 0 for 3. First pitch is low. So Altavilla still has to throw strikes. He was able to come back against Joyce.
More at-bats for the A's with runners in scoring position. They've struggled this year with 2 outs.
Swing and a miss. There's the high fastball.
And up in the zone like this, this is hard to catch up to. I know it's a strike, and you can almost see Lowry halfway through one tried to change his mind on it, but he'd already committed.
Ground ball hit hard, but right to Motter. Motter throws to first, and Altavilla, he made it interesting, but he gets out of it, and the A's leave the bases loaded. 7th inning stretch coming up, 4-3 Seattle.
Chris Davis bobblehead on Saturday, June 3rd, presented by Xfinity. 15,000 fans will receive Davis's bobblehead where the arm bobbles, depicting his signature salute when rounding third base after a home run. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions.
Well, Chip Hale saluted Chris Davis once tonight. Davis with his 11th home run of the year that came in the 4th inning. So the Mariners leading the A's 4-3. A's thought they had a shot. They did have a shot. Top of the 7th, but could not get that big hit. First pitch to Tuffy Goswitch from Frankie Montas is in for strike. Dyson to follow, and then Segura here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Good fastball, 98. Two pitch, good fastball, threw it right by him for Monta's second strikeout.
Well, and it shows you just how different two guys can both throw 98 or so. Altavilla being a max effort type guy. Frankie Montas, you can see just how effortless he is. And when he's right and he's commanding the ball, that's some filthy stuff.
Dyson fouls it straight back. So at the updated temperature, it's still 48, so it's holding firm.
Okay.
But it's 80% chance of rain. All the way through noon tomorrow. So there you go. So no golf tomorrow, Mark.
Nope. Tomorrow's not a golf day.
Dyson choking up. Lowry has it. Quickly to first, 2 away. Well, the good folks of Seattle tell us that it has kind of been this way for a long, long time. How many days of sunshine since October? Well, you can count them on your 2 hands, so that's not a lot of sunshine. But generally, you come here in the middle of the summertime and it is perfect weather. No humidity. But a little chilly and damp tonight. Segura, a single, a walk, a fly ball to center field as he has scored twice. Big trade in the offseason. The Mariners to get this young man. Wasn't necessarily cheap. They had to give up Taijuan Walker. And their shortstop from last year, Ketel Marte. But they also got Mitch Haniger, who we saw, who's on the DL right now, and Segura. Cishek, the right-hander, just off the disabled list. Sipczynski. Segura coming into tonight's game leading the American League at hitting. His average right now at 373. Vogt wants it outside, and that is a good pitch. Frankie Montas has done a nice job in his 2 innings of work. He's got 3 strikeouts, and we're moving to the 8th inning. Mariners 4, A's 3.
on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Mariners 4, A's 3. It's the top of the 8th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. The veteran Steve Cishek comes in, and this is his first appearance of the 2017 season. Last year he pitched in 62 games, but in October he had hip surgery. So he is just now back and just activated from the disabled list today. So the Mariners are happy to get this guy back. He's a pretty good reliever.
Well, he doesn't exactly make it very easy on right-handed hitters. You just saw that frisbee slider, also a low 90s fastball, 91, 92 maybe.
There's that slider. Cishek is 30 years old. This is his 8th year in the big leagues. He had good years in Miami. He was traded to St. Louis, and then after the 2015 season signed a 2-year contract with the Mariners. So this is the 2nd year of that deal. He was a closer in Miami.
And this is from earlier. Chris Davis, a 12-pitch at bat. And finally got the pitch he was looking for. Drove it out of center field. Fouled off a lot of good pitches to get to that spot.
Off the end of the bat, Segura, long throw, got it. So 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. That one off the end of the bat a little bit by Chris Davis. And we're going to get a pitching change. So Zepchinski coming in. We'll be back.
Four-game series, May 18th through May 21st. The Thursday, May 18th game includes a co-branded San Jose Sharks A's Beanie to 10,000 fans, presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Friday, May 19th, game features post-game fireworks set to the music of Bay Area hip-hop presented by Lagunitas. To secure your seats, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL.
Mariners 4, A's 3, top of the 8th inning. Zepchinski coming in to face Alonso. Now those Red Sox are off today. They will be in St. Louis for a little 2-game series tomorrow and Wednesday, and then to the Bay Area for their game Thursday. Good numbers for Zepchinski. situational left-hander. Got a nice deal this past offseason. He was a free agent. The Mariners gave him a 2-year deal. So his job pretty simple. Get a red-hot hitter out, Yonder Alonso. Nice. Alonso 0 for 2 with a walk. Slider.
And that's what you're going to get from Zepchinski. Fastball, sliders. The fastball under his hands. The sinker on the first one. There's the slider. That downward action.
Zepchinski with the A's for the first part of last season. A's traded him to Washington for Max Schrock, left-handed hitting infielder who we saw in spring training. Last year, Zepchinski became a free agent. Ryan Healy is the on-deck hitter. 2 pitch, good take there by Yonder Alonso. Well, it's been Gallardo. Altavilla got a couple of huge outs. Cishek got the 1 out here in the 8th, and now Zepchinski. Got it on a foul tip. So Alonso strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Well, tough at bat for Alonso. You get the sinker in under your hands on the first pitch. You get a couple sliders down and away. The second slider he laid off, and then a sinker back inside. There's just a lot of movement.
So we got another pitching change. We'll be back. Pregame live. You can now stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. So Safeco Field tomorrow night, game 2 of this 3-game series. Andrew Triggs. Triggs will be looking for win number 6. So the new pitcher is Nick Vincent. He's a right-hander, and Scott Service playing the percentages here. Wanted a right-hander to face Ryan Healy. 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA for Nick Vincent. Should tell you that the Mariners have 9 relievers, so that makes it a little bit easier for Scott Service to make these switches, especially late in the game. They got 3 lefties and 6 righties.
Well, when your bullpen's struggling, you got to have options.
Fastball up and out over the plate, foul back by Healy.
And just fastball cutter from Vincent. First pitch was a cutter, that one was a fastball. Not a whole lot of difference in the velocity, but maybe just a couple miles an hour.
First, the closer for the Mariners is Edwin Diaz. Healy had a good rip. Maybe just pulling off a little bit. He has struck out twice and grounded to short.
Well, and here's that cutter. Just enough movement. Gets it towards the end of the bat.
Cutter's a wonderful pitch, isn't it?
If you can control it, yep. But if you make that mistake over the middle of the plate and it doesn't cut.
High in the air, it's going to be a long run for Ben Gamble. Still running, and it drops fair. And it bounces up into the seats. So the big bounce went up into the seats. If it doesn't go up into the seats and it gets a little weird down there in the corner mark, we may have some action.
Gamble was playing so far in right center field gap. As high as this ball was hit, you don't see a ball have that much hang time and not get caught in the big leagues. But they had him shaded so far that way he couldn't get over there, and the ball bounces up into the stands. And unlucky for the A's, it has to go as a ground rule double.
So Rosales is going to pinch run. Let's just watch here. Now, when this ball hits the ground, Healy is headed towards second base. So if that ball kicks at all towards center field, Dyson never moved, so he's not going to go over there. There's really nobody over there except Gamble, who would have to hustle after.
Yeah, if that would have kicked in the corner.
Yep.
I mean, it would have. I mean, he was halfway to second by the time that ball landed, basically.
Would have been interesting.
Yep.
So it goes as a double, tying run at second base. See if Trevor Plouffe can get him home. Foul back. Okay. Cutter again, that was a little up. I have the A's 0 for 2 tonight with runners in scoring position. And both those at bats came in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a high fastball. So the A's miss another opportunity. They strand Rosales at second. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 4-3 Seattle.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 3-5-0 for the A's, 4-2-0 for the Mariners. That's right, the Mariners have just 2 hits. One of them is a 2-run homer. And for the A's, a couple more home runs. Chris Davis and Stephen Vogt. Sean Manaea was struggling early, but he settled in. He retired the final 10 batters that he faced. But again, a couple of opportunities late in this game for the A's. They have not been able to get the hit they need, so they trail by 1, bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher is Liam Hendricks. Hendricks 1-0 with a 3.86 ERA. Pitched on Saturday, had a blown save. He got knocked around a little bit in Texas. So he'll try to bounce back from that appearance. Facing Guillermo Heredia. Heredia walked back in the first inning, so the Mariners with 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Heredia getting a chance to play a lot and hitting over 300. May not hit for a lot of power, but looks like a pretty good outfielder. Good pitch there by Hendricks. So Diaz, the Mariners closer, is warming up. To the backstop. So a full count. Cruz to follow, and then Seager. There's Diaz. He'll be ready to go. He gave up that walk-off home run yesterday in Toronto, so he'll have to put that behind him. Three-two pitch, chopped toward Pinder. Gonna have to hurry. His throw, air mails it. Shoots off the top rail and into the seats. Like it hit right on the padding of the railing and then jumped right over the dugout and into the seats.
Well, his ball wasn't hit all that hard, and you can see Pinder has to go to his left and just hurried the throw, and that's strictly Heredia's speed. And you can see it just sails out of his hands, so it slipped out of his fingers. He must not have had a grip on it of some sort. And like you said, it sailed right over the dugout and up into those seats.
So Aaron Pinder. So Heredia now at second base. So here's Cruz. So the Mariners have a chance to tack on an insurance run. Fouled straight back. Good swing by Cruz. Jed Lowry doing his best to keep Heredia somewhat close. Pinder can't really do anything. He's got to hold his position. One thing with Cruz, though, obviously he's a terrific power hitter. We've seen him hit balls to right field.
Yep.
He's not afraid to do that. He may be trying to do it now.
No, he has power the other way.
No.
He can drive it the other way.
An open stance by Cruz, closes it up. Off the end of the bat, rolls foul. The Mariners trying to break a 4-game losing streak.
This is always one of those situations where as a hitter, you want to drive something the other way so you can move Heredia over to third base. But when you have your power hitter up and someone who does damage and who's an RBI guy, So you're probably thinking Cruz, he's got to be looking, shoot something at least back up the middle. That's where most of his power is anyway.
So Hendricks keeping an eye on the speedy Heredia. Good speed, but not necessarily a guy who's racked up a bunch of stolen bases. He has just one. Let's see, Cruz trying to go that way.
And this is a spot, lots of times relievers don't go in. But anytime, I always thought when I was facing somebody who was trying to hit the ball the other way, you have the inner half of the plate available because they can't cover the whole thing. And you can see Cruz kind of hanging out over the plate. You throw a good pitch inside right here, and chances are at 96 miles an hour, he's not going to be able to pull that trigger.
So what you're saying is you may be able to get away with the pitch middle in more so when the guy's looking away than you would otherwise, especially a guy like this. Cruz home run came in the second inning, his 9th of the year. He's got 33 RBIs. That leads the American League. It's blocked by Vogt. Picked it clean.
Well, this is about, I think, the third slider that Hendricks has kind of spiked so far. Vogt able to glove that, actually. Almost, he didn't quite have time to really get down into his normal blocking position, but able to stop it either way.
Cruz chased a high fastball. So Heredia at second after the Pinder error. Montes a good 2 innings. No hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So he kept the score at 4-3. Cruz drives one to center. Rajai Davis back near the wall, and he's going to have just enough room. Heredia alertly tags, goes to third. I don't think Nelson Cruz got all of that one because he still looked like he was trying to go to right field.
And it looked like it jammed him. And you can see this pitch. I mean, that's middle. But yeah, it must have gotten in on him just a little bit because normally he has enough power to drive that out. So they wanted it up. Vogt wanted it up. Didn't quite get it there. But he still did his job of getting Heredia over to third base.
So now everybody's got to come in the infield, and here's Seager. Seager takes a high strike. Seager has struck out twice and grounded out, so 0 for 3. Right center and deep. Rajai Davis at the wall. So the Mariners tack on. It's now 6-3.
Well, Hendricks and Vogt, they tried going inside, and you can see Vogt's glove. That's all you got to watch. Watch him reach back over the plate. And Seager, as quick as he is inside, he's been struggling, but he drives that one out. Big home run for the Mariners to extend that lead in the 9th, or in the bottom of the 8th.
So for Seager, his 3rd of the year, give him 21 RBIs, and here's Valencia, still only 1 out. Good curveball from Hendricks for a strike. the Mariners. They had 2 bases loaded walks and 2 two-run homers for their 6 runs tonight. Edgar likes what he sees. Not necessarily that swing. Valencia chased it. Ace pitchers have 11 strikeouts tonight.
Been a good breaking ball. This is the one Hendricks couldn't find in the first couple at bats of this inning, but he found it there.
So here's Taylor Motter. Motter rips one towards center, and that's a base hit. Hendricks tried to get ahead with a breaking ball, and Motter lines it to center.
Well, you said it. He tried to get ahead, and this is just a roller. This is a get-me-over breaking ball that just kind of hangs middle in, and Motter coming up being very aggressive.
That's got to be frustrating, though, for a pitcher, right? Because I think the get-it-in breaking ball, first pitch, it's the greatest pitch ever, right? If you get it called strike, but then the guy, is he looking for it?
It is, but no, he's not looking for it. That was just that was just rolling. That was a rolling breaking ball. That wasn't. You look at the one for the swing and miss on Valencia for the strike. That was a good one. That was a sharp one that had some break to it, and it was away. The one to Motter there was middle in, which is it's just very recognizable for the hitter.
But weren't there times where you like to just flip a little breaking ball in there and get a strike?
Absolutely.
Kind of set up the rest of the at-bat?
Yep. But it still has to be located well, unless it's in a situation where you know he's probably taken that first pitch.
So you're saying
you got to pick your spots.
The term is flip one in there for a strike. You still got to snap it off.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't just flip it in there.
Yeah. 1-1 to Ben Gamel. Gamel walked with the bases loaded in the first, and then struck out, or hit a fly ball to center in the third, and then struck out in the sixth. But he's 0 for 2. Gamel hits one high down the left field line, well foul. Attendance tonight, small crowd, 15,431. Averaging just a shade under 25,000 for their first 15 home dates. That attendance will go up as the weather gets a little nicer. May go up when they get their starting rotation back healthy too. May have something to do with it. Runner goes, Vogt's throw, not in time, and it's going to bounce up in the air and almost hit Motter, picked up by Lowry. Motter with a stolen base.
And a pretty good jump. You can see he had 2 steps before Hendricks even got rid of that baseball, and Vogt just short hops Pinder. Really wouldn't have had a chance anyway.
4 steals for Motter this year. The Mariners now have 28 stolen bases this year. That's the second most in the American League. So we saw the Rangers over the weekend. They have the most. Seattle doing it there as well. Smash foul. Casey Candell did what he had to do to get out of the way. Viglio joining Diaz. Three and 2 the count to Gamel. Runner in scoring position. Shot again. Gamble likes that inside pitch.
Well, he's looking for something inside because both those balls are off the plate. He's just turning and burning.
Foul back, fastball this time. Jammed Gamble a little bit. "28 pitches for Liam Hendricks. All in this inning. 8-pitch at bat so far to Gamble. Hendricks, another look at second. Payoff pitch. Inside, he walked it. So 7 walks by A's pitchers tonight. Josh Smith just got up throwing. This is another one of those tough spots for manager Mark, because you know what you're ultimately hoping, obviously, is Liam Hendricks has a quick inning, but now he's going to throw over 30 pitches, and obviously he's given up a couple runs. But the fact that he's thrown over 30 pitches, you don't know if he's available tomorrow.
No, probably not. I mean, and if he is, he's available for one hitter.
Yeah. Now, if he throws 10 or 12 pitches, then he's fine for tomorrow. It's very difficult for a manager to maneuver through a bullpen, even if the bullpen is doing well. 0-1 the count to Tuffy Goswitch.
Well, and the A's are in this situation, the error to start the inning. You know, they've made a lot of errors this season that have cost them. You know, not only does this cost them the 2 runs, but it also all these pitches, and that's what leads to all this.
Good pitch there. So 0-2 to Goswitch. Goswitch has struck out 3 times. Mike Zunino was sent to the minor leagues. Carlos Ruiz getting bulk of the starts now for Seattle. Goswitch takes outside 95 miles an hour, so it's now 32 pitches for Liam Hendricks.
Well, and Hendricks has gotten strike 1 or strike 2 on a few of these guys and just hasn't been able to put them away. Some long at bats. Yep. Next thing you know, it's 2-2, 3-2. They foul off a couple.
Tries a tight little slider that Goswitch lays off. Two pitch, here it is, and it's a swing and miss. Good fastball there by Hendricks. Kyle Seager, 2-run homer here in the bottom of the 8th, so we go to the 9th. Last shot for the A's. They trail 6-3.
of the game. And that's Chris Davis and Stephen Vogt, both with home runs. The A's continue that power surge. Not able to put a bunch of hits together, but they're able to hit some home runs, drive in a few. And they keep the home runs coming.
Top of the ninth, Mariners 6, A's 3. So it's going to be Edwin Diaz, the young closer. He's 23 years old, 7 for 9 this year. Save opportunities. Took over the closer's role last year about midway through the season and ended up with 18 saves. 20 strikeouts in 15 innings. As he faces Stephen Vogt. First pitch, fastball, first strike.
And you'll see the mid to upper 90s fastball and a slider. Two-pitch pitcher.
I think he likes to strike people out with that slider. This one is popped up. No switch coming back. He's going to have a play, and that is out number 1. So one away for Chad Pinder. Stay tuned after the game for A's Post Game Live. It's presented by State Farm. So here's Pinder. Pinder has grounded out, struck out, and doubled. Pinder, good rip. Fastball that was moving in on him. So 1-1 the count with Rajai Davis waiting. Kind of a strange ball game. Only 9 hits total. Mariners only have 4 hits. They took advantage of some early wildness. And the long ball.
Just seemed like there were a lot of base runners. And I know there were a lot of walks, but that's why.
So the count even now. That's the 97-mile-an-hour fastball for Diaz. So he's not a big guy, but boy, he's got a good arm.
It's a loose arm. And, you know, sometimes as a player, you'd sit there and go, boy, he's got a rubber arm. It just seems like it just had more range of motion than others.
That's the slider, but not a good one. So full count. And a good at-bat by Pinder on a fastball that ran up and in. So the A's have a base runner. They need another one. So here's Rajai Davis, who walked in the 7th. Seager playing even with the bag. Outfield shifted toward right center. That pitch is high. No switch will have a chat.
That's where Diaz is just kind of getting underneath some of these balls. That's why you see the breaking ball spinning, that elevated fastball. Go switch just going out. Just, hey, slow it down. Stay back.
That one not close. Ball shoots back to the screen, and it'll allow Pinder to go to second. Rajai Davis does that because he doesn't want a pitch inside to hit his bat. So he always just kind of drops the bat. In that case, he threw it a little bit. He just, and you see it once in a while, pitch inside, it'll hit somewhere on the bat.
Well, he did it earlier this week where he kind of dropped it threw it into the left-hand batter's box just to kind of get rid of it.
So 2-0 the count. Stottlemyre's going to come out and chat again with, this time, Diaz. Stottlemyre heads back to the dugout. Count 2-0. Matt Joyce on deck. Joyce, a guy, 4 home runs. So with Rajay aboard, you would get the tying run to the plate. Swing and miss. Can't swing at that.
No, and you have to be more patient at that. You have to see something down over the plate. Look for something you can drive. I know those high fastballs look nice and all, but he's struggling with his command. So you got to make him throw a strike.
Swing and a miss, and now it's 2-2.
I mean, it just changes everything. Instead of being 3-0, now you make him feel more comfortable. He throws another one by you. And now you're 2-2 instead of 3-1.
Pinder at second. This runs inside. He has a little all over the place. Joyce and Lowry, your next 2 hitters. And that's a walk. So that was a slider and not a good one. So back-to-back one-out walks by Edwin Diaz, and now the A's got some action.
Boy, I find that pitch selection amazing right there. The last thing you want to do is walk someone to get the tying run up to the plate, and you're going to throw a 3-2 slider. I mean, hey, good for the A's. It just baffles me sometimes.
We'll see if it costs the Mariners. Here's Joyce. First pitch, fastball, first strike. Joyce choking up a little bit. Joyce is 0 for 4 hitting in that leadoff spot. And now it's 0-2, 97 miles an hour.
Well, this is yesterday in Texas. Joyce gets a fastball up over the plate, dead center. We'd like to see another one of those right here.
That was up and out over the plate. 0-2 pitch, not close. 99 miles an hour, but nowhere near the strike zone. So the A's making the Mariners closer work. That could have been a strike, but it wasn't. 2-2.
Well, the fans here in Seattle aren't very happy with it, but just not sure if that ball had time to come back. You can see the location up in the top of the zone.
Would have been a pitcher strike.
Very close.
And now 3-2.
But we've seen it before. When you miss location, when that's supposed to be down and in, and you throw it up and away,
nowhere close.
It's hard for the umpires to call that pitch.
So a full count with Lowry to follow. Drilled foul. That may have hit a still photographer down the far end of the Mariners dugout. So whoever got hit down there is okay. There's that little camera well past the dugout where TV cameras are and the still photographers. So the count remains 3-2 to Joyce.
He's tough. He's a photographer. He just gave it a wave like, I'm good.
That's good. Joyce takes outside, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. Well, walks hurt the A's early in the game. Now maybe they can help the A's. And he's missing badly, Mark. It's not even close.
He's on the side of everything, and it almost makes you wonder if anything got to him. You know, giving up that home run in Toronto, a little gun shy a little bit. But his hand's just on the side. That's why everything's up in the zone. That's why everything's moving out of the zone. He always has a little lower of an arm angle, but you still got to get your fingers behind that ball. And he's just spinning off of everything.
First pitch to Lowry. Slider, a little up.
That's why Goswitch, he's trying to go to that slider, trying to steal a strike or two, since his command with the fastball isn't very good.
Well, they're starting to move around out in that Mariners bullpen. Two and 0. So Segura's going to come in and chat. Madsen and Casilla start to warm up in the A's bullpen. So 2-0 to Lowry, who is 0 for 4. That one on the outside corner for a strike. Chris Davis is your on-deck hitter. 3 consecutive one-out walks here in the top of the ninth. And now it's 2-2.
You got to think here he's going to come right at Lowry. You can't mess around, go 3-2. I don't think Goswitch is going to want to go with a breaking ball. But hey, you never know.
Well, he really hasn't thrown a good slider yet.
No.
And he misses inside, and now it's a full count again.
I'd be shocked if Lowry gets anything except another fastball. And with his command, you gotta figure it's either gonna be right there, it's gonna be way out of the zone.
Threw a strike. And Lowry fouled it back. Low fastball. Pinder, Davis, Joyce are the runners. James Pazos, a left-hander, is the guy warming up for Seattle. Payoff pitch, here it is. He walked him on a pitch outside, and it's 6-4. Close pitch, looked a little out.
Well, it's like I said for Lowry, you can just look middle, and you can see how much run this has.
So 4 consecutive walks by the Mariners closer has opened the door for the A's here in the 9th inning. So Diaz is done. He will not face Chris Davis. So we'll be back. Things are interesting here in Seattle. Is loaded, 1 out. Tony Zych comes in, and he is the 7th pitcher of the night for the Mariners. So he's going to try to get the save, but the A's have the 2 best power hitters coming up, Davis and Alonso. Remember, Pazos, the left-hander, is warming up in the bullpen, and he, I would imagine, is probably warming up for Alonso.
Yep.
So here we go, folks. Davis at third, Joyce at second, Lowry at first, and Chris Davis striding to the plate. So there's the issue for Chris Davis. He could certainly make everybody feel better with a hit here. Zych kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is tapped slowly toward short. Segura juggles his throw to first just in time to get Davis. A run comes in to score to make it 6-5. Segura juggled it just a little bit, and it made the play at first very close. Davis gets an RBI.
Well, not hit hard. You can see it just chopped in the ground. Segura comes in to get it on the short hop, and it kind of stays down on him. You can see it just wobbles in his glove a little bit. He makes a nice play, quickly gets rid of it.
So Alonso is intentionally walked, so they want to keep Zych in the game. And he's going to face Adam Rosales. Well, the runners moved up on the ground ball to second and third. So Alonso's walk, bases loaded again for Rosales. First at bat for Adam Rosales. And that one spins inside. Rosie said, oh, yeah. I didn't know it was going to be a curveball.
Your first reaction when you see that is to jump out of the way, and it's you saw him just go, oh, wait, why didn't I let it hit me?
Easy for us to say.
Yeah. Take one for the team.
A base hit here could give the A's the lead. 1-0 pitch, strike, didn't have to be, down and away. 1-1 the count.
Well, good sink to it. Misses location again. You can see it's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Trying to go in, missing away.
Pitch tap foul. Good hard sinker there from Zych. Ball was running down under the hands of Adam Rosales. So Rosie now behind in the count 1-2.
For Rosales, you just got to try and battle here. Try and hit something hard. Fall off the tough pitches. Try to get something up.
One and two. Rosales checks his swing. And a good take. Ball was off the plate.
That's a great take. It's a good slider right off the corner. That's the one you want to try and get him to chase with. Good 1-2 pitch.
Now here's the interesting pitch always, because you really don't want it to go 3-2 if you're the pitcher.
Not with the bases loaded, you don't.
2-2 pitch, here it is. Misses badly. That was a slider. Not even close.
Some of the pitch selection, he's got a good sinker. He's thrown it a couple times. Throw that, because you know it's coming now. Now it's even more predictable.
Yep. Three-two, 2 outs, A's down by a run. Here it is. Strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. They went with a fastball that grabbed the outside corner, and that's how the ball game ends. Wow. Well, you got a fastball, and
you know fastball's coming. You got to plan on a ball anywhere near the zone. And I know he thought it was away, but it's too close to take, especially in that type of a situation. It's right on the corner. I mean, it's a pitcher's pitch right there, but you got to be swinging. You got to be looking for something to drive. And
so a frustrating end to a frustrating night for the Athletics. They battle back, score 2 in the ninth, come up just that short. Time of game, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Crowd tonight was 15,431. So the A's have now lost 4 in a row. Final score tonight from Safeco Field, Mariners 6, A's 5. You've been watching A's Baseball on NBC Sports California. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live presented by State Farm starts right now.